Hello to all my story lovers. Welcome back in Story Time channel. I'm Pallavi reading interesting stories for you. Today I'm reading The Sage Who Wanted Water, taken from the book The Upside Down King, written by the great Sudhamurti. Let's go to the story. Once upon a time, there lived a reclusive sage named Udanka. After the Mahabharata war, Krishna was his return to Dwarka when he ran into the sage. Sage Udanka was happy to see Krishna. Since the sage was reclusive and unaware of current events, Udanka asked, Lord, what is the latest news? How is everyone? Things are okay, but the great war Mahabharata had just ended, said Krishna and explained in detail. Udanka was curious. How many people took part in the war? On the Pandava side, there were 7 Akshudinis, a unit of indicating the size of battle formation, and on the Kauravas side, there were 11. There were 18 Akshunis in all, and the war lasted for 18 days. How many survived? Questioned the sage. Only 12 men. This includes the 5 Pandavas, Ashwathama, Kripacharya, Rikshaketu, and Yuyutsu from the Kauravas. And from my side, Satyaki, Kirtivarma, and me. Only these 12 survive out of 18 Akshunis? Asked the surprised sage. It was a tough war, said Krishna. Suddenly the sage became upset. Krishna, you are the supreme being. You knew about the destruction ahead of time. Had you really wanted to, you could have stopped the war. You didn't do your duty, and I am inclined to curse you. Wait a minute, dear sage. Let me explain. When Draupadi came to me and said that she wanted a war because the Kauravas had insulted her, I had said, Sister, the reason for war must never be because of an insult to an individual. One must rise above such pettiness for the greater good. I even reached out to Duryodhana and tried to talk to him about the importance of peace. I requested him to let go of only 5 villages and give them to the Pandavas. Still, he did not agree. Instead, he wanted to imprison me. Later, I requested his father, Dhritarashtra, and the great Bhishma to perform their duty of being advisers and provide guidance to him. But even that fell. Krishna paused, took a deep breath, and continued. I also spoke to Karna and tried to convince him to join the Pandavas to avoid the war. But he did not agree and decided to fight by the side of his friend Duryodhana. The truth is, dear sage, I exhausted all the options that lay in front of me. War was all that was left. Once the war began, I publicly announced and made it clear that people had the options to change sides and withdraw from the fight. But very few people took me up on that offer. That's the moment I realized that almost all the parties desire a war for different reasons, and that the reason it was meant to be. Destiny was more powerful than all my efforts. Udanka sighed. He knew that Krishna was right. Forgive me, Krishna. I judge your actions unfairly. Krishna smiled. Lord, may I ask something of you? Asked the sage. What do you desire? My journey of life is such that I must wander everywhere, sometimes through smooth, sometimes through rough terrain. Sometimes I yearn even for water. Please grant me such a blessing that will allow me to at least get water whenever I want. Krishna nodded, blessed the sage, and went on his way to Dwarka. A few days later, sage Udanka found himself drifting through a forest. Suddenly he grew thirsty and remembered Krishna's words. A few minutes later, a hunter approached the sage. He greeted the sage and offered him some water in a flask made of deer skin. He is a dirty, uneducated hunter, thought Uddanka. How can I take water from him? So Uddanka shook his head. Please, dear sage, take some, insisted the hunter. No, responded Uddanka again. Sir, I will be truly blessed if you take some water from me. Udanka flatly refused and walked a little distance away from the hunter. When he looked back, he couldn't see any sign of the man. Just as he was wondering about where the hunter had gone, Krishna appeared. Lord Krishna, it's nice to see you. You have wonderful timing. You had promised that I would get water whenever I wish. But alas, it isn't so. Oh, my dear Udanka, replied Krishna, I met Lord Indra and told him to give you nectar. Indra told me that humans cannot get nectar when they are alive, but I insisted that enlightened people such as you must be an exception. It was he who came in form of a hunter to offer you some nectar so that you could become immortal. He offered it to you 3 times, but you have proven me wrong. You judge him for his appearance, community, and profession. You did not consider him as being equal to you, though he offered you a hand in your time of need. I respected you as somebody who was enlightened, but the bare truth is that you are as ordinary as the common man. With these words, Krishna disappeared. So, do you like this story? Hmm? Never judge the people from their appearance, community, and profession. This is the moral of the story. Do you like it? Then tell me in the comment box and subscribe our channel. Bye bye.